Hello.
Hi, Miss Rowling. I want to tell you that I'm happy to talk to you, to the greatest writer of our time without any exclusion, and I want to admit that I'm a big fan of yours work. Thank you what you're doing.
Thank you so much. That means the world, and I think that Ukraine could lead your part of Europe in that respect. I think if Ukraine sets the example going forward, that would be a wonderful thing.
I wanted to talk with you about the cancellation culture of Russia now. It's loud. What else do you think the whole civilized world can do to put pressure on them? I know that in Russia you have banned local publishers from publishing your books, as I know, of course.
I think that I'm not sure that story is accurate. I think that although that has been reported, but we are currently not proceeding in Russia ourselves because out of solidarity with Ukraine, I'm not proceeding with certain business interests in Russia. So, in fact, it would be me not wanting to be affiliated with Russia rather than the other way around.
Maybe it's better to demand that Russians don't read your books at all, for us, I think. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did not deserve it.
Well, they certainly didn't understand them.
I heard that you have write Harry Potter with Tchaikovsky's music. So
That is true. That is true. Well, partly, not always. There was some pop music too.
I know, but now there's a time when any Russian culture should be under surrendering. Should be should be really how to say. We have to look at it properly, not to promote Russian culture, including Tchaikovsky. And I know that you have heard that it's already banned in some parts of Europe now.
Yeah. I agree. I think that, pressure must be brought to bear on Russia culturally, economically. I certainly support much stronger sanctions against Russia.
Yeah, and by the way, but I know the problem that Tchaikovsky is also gay.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. In the new film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, The Secret of Dumbledore, Russian actor Alexander Kuznetsov plays the role of Helmut. Unfortunately, it can no longer be cut out. But is it possible to impose any sanctions on him? Like, for example, it was a story with Johnny Depp.
Yes, Fantastic Beasts has been a very interesting experience. I will certainly talk to people and see what we can do.
I also have a cultural request. Harry Potter has a scar on his forehead in the shape of the letter Z. You know what is it?
Lightning bolts, yeah.
Yeah. So is it possible to somehow remove this scar due to the geopolitical situation? Maybe it's better to put the Ukrainian trident, it's our sign of Ukraine, on his forehead, and it's good to make his cut hair as Ukrainian forelock.
I will look at that. It might be good for me to do something with that myself on social media, because I think that would get into the newspapers. I didn't know they were doing that, but that's certainly something that I can address personally.
Now the situation is pretty hard for us. You know that there are still many fights around, especially on the east side of Ukraine. And you know that your country also is supporting us. You know that I had already a meeting with your Prime Minister, Boris, and we already in big touch with him. But especially it doesn't matter, but I see that he doesn't really, as I think in my humble opinion that he really understands what is really going on in our country, especially because it's like a kind of his PR. Yeah, it's of course it is. It is, and he's a conservative, of course. That's why.
Yeah,
Thus,
exactly.
I always supported laborists, and I had a good friendship with Tony Blair and other people. So
Yeah.
now we are trying to find the ways how to collaborate with the world's community, how to get more support, how to get more military support to our country. And of course it's really important, but what is also important for me is to know that people who are not politicians, they really support us, they really feel what do we feel, and especially like many famous writers, many famous musicians. And I'm also an actor in past. I was an actor maybe in the future. I hope I will take a part in a new movie about Harry Potter, when especially you put Ukrainian tridents on his forehead. Now you have Boris. It's not a Churchill, of course.
It's not Churchill. No, you're absolutely right. I think your view of Boris is entirely accurate. However, I am glad that we are sending you arms. I mean, this is important, and I'm happy that that's happening. Of course,
I admit I don't understand all these new trends myself. People from idleness came up with 30 types of sexes, changed their gender without understanding their consequences. It's especially terrible when children do that. How can we fight this? We need to open people's eyes to the fact that all this sex changes only to go to people for evil, but I don't know how to do it carefully.
I'm trying to do it. I promise you I am trying to do it. I agree with you. The medicalization of children is a horror. It's a horror. And I have seen, because I've been in Romania, for example, and I've seen what ideology can do to children in a medical context. And this is a particularly Western scandal. And I'm married to a doctor who thinks we're watching the biggest medical scandal of our generation.
How do you see, what kind of gender has Boris?
He's definitely a man. And his past history proves that he's definitely a man.
We are going to open book clubs all over the country and name them after you. And we also want to invite you to read Harry Potter in front of the soldiers of the Azov battalion. They have a Bible club. They like, they like to read a lot, especially German literature. Just don't read them passages about half-breeds. They are nationalists and do not like such people.
Understood.
I want to clarify where you are sending the money that Loomis has collected. The fact is that we are really like modern weapons. We want to buy a lot of weapons and missiles with your money to destroy Russian troops. I hope you're all for it. So.
I think that, well, we'll look after the kids, but I really want Ukraine to have all the arms it needs.
And we will deal with refugees and children after the Russians leave our land. You must understand that the weapons are more important now, but we cannot advertise it. I can say in the press that the money was spent on children, and and we will buy and low missiles with them in the UK. So let's do that.
Okay, I understand completely.
And by the way, I ordered that our fighters write Avada Kedavra. Yeah. On the missiles that we will launch at Donetsk and Lugansk. So how do you like this joke?
I love the joke.
Finally, tell me a secret. I'm interested as your fan. Is Dumbledore gay? I won't tell anyone. And who did he sleep with?
Well, I said in 2007 that I always saw Dumbledore as gay. That's the truth. In 2007, and it was a big scandal at the time that I said it. So that's the way I see him. I mean, it's an old man. He's an old man when we see him in the book. So, his love life is no longer very important. But yeah, that's how I saw him.
I will never tell this to anyone. So hopefully not with a transgender person.
This has been such a pleasure.
Let me introduce my team. It's that we also have we use not traditional methods, and we try to involve people who usually not far away from magic. And I know some people who are some like wizards. We know them. It's like people. It's. I called my own army order of the Ukrainian phonics. I have people. It's our how to say hereditary witches. That they usually has a special spell words how to help our army. And if you don't mind, I can show you them if you
Definitely.
agree.
I would love to.
Okay, just let me show them. Выходите, есть кто на линии? It's here they are.
Hi. Hello. Wonderful to meet you.
It's hereditary witches, and especially like they are real wizards.
I can see that. I can tell. I'm qualified to say.
They want to say to you something. Бабушки, скажите что-нибудь от своего сердца.
Dear Joanne, my name is Hermione Granger. My friends and I are hereditary sorcerers, and we conjure so ours army wins. Can you help us? Say some spell to help us. Oh, shit, motherfucker. Приглашаем вас на борщ. А сейчас мы вам споем
They will sing
песню.
to you from our hearts, from our country. Давайте, бабушки, запевайте.
Вовсе не колдунья, я любила и люблю. Это мне судьба послала грешную любовь свою. Не судите строго люди, пожалея родня. Видно, жизнь мою жену не выпить грешного вина.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Bravo.
Бабушки, вы понравились. Бабушки, вы понравились. Спасибо вам большое. Thank you, George. They all love you. Very, very.
Feeling is mutual. The feeling
I
is
love you. I love you. I love you.
Love you.
I love you.
Okay, thank you, Joe. I know that one of my big friends, they are writers. They are writers, but they are Russians, but they are my favorite writers. It's Vovan and Lexus. Can you tell them hello, Vovan and Lexus?
Well, of course I will. Yeah.
No, you can say
sorry.
it. Vovan and Lexus. Vovan and Lexus. Hi.
Vovan Lexus.
Yeah,
Hello.
they are also writers. Okay, thank you.